Welcome everyone to Strength Training for Seniors. Today we're going to do a beginning stability ball class. So you will need to have a stability ball. You can buy these easily on Amazon, Target, Walmart, Dick's, all those places have stability balls. Every one that I've ever had comes with a little self-inflating pump, usually one, you step on it and you can blow it up. So if you have to get a ball, get your ball and then come back to this class because I will give you a couple of tips how to just get used to using the ball. The stability ball was actually developed by physical therapists to develop the core. So it's a great tool to add to your strength training toolkit. All right, so the things you'll need today, besides your ball, are some light weights. You will need a little section of wall and have a chair nearby also. Okay, so we're going to start with our warm-up. I'm just going to get my ball out of the way here. Have some water. And also, I do recommend listening to a playlist. And so I'm going to get mine started. All right, here we go. So let's start warming up. We're going to start with a nice little march. And then we're going to step and touch. And then we're going to kick our heels to the inside. Now, if you want, you can tap that heel or you can just kick it. So you can feel that in the hip and the glutes. Good. Then we're going to change and we're going to kick to the rear. We're going to do this little arm pull back. Good. Then we'll come back to center, tap out wide, bring those arms up. Good. Once more each side. Come back to center and squat. We're going to do 4 of those. Warming up those glutes, thighs, good. Back to marching. See if you can pick those knees up a little higher. All right, let's step and touch. And then kick to the inside. And then to the rear. And then back to center. And here we go, out to the side, tap, arm, swing up. Good. Once more here, back to center and squat. Good. Last one. Good. And then sweep those arms back up, and we're going to do a little sway, or what we used to call the wave. I guess the wave went front and back, didn't it? Since we're going to be using that core, Want to make sure we're warmed up. Good. Now, bring those arms down. We're actually going to do a couple little warm-up moves with the ball. All right, I'm going to turn sideways so you can see me. So what we're going to do is we're going to hold the ball in close. We're going to step forward, reach the ball out, step back. So a little forward lunge. Good. Good. Once more each side. Good. Come back to center. Widen your feet. Turn your toes out a little bit. We're going to do a little squat. So we're going to start with the ball overhead. Then we're going to squat, bring it down, tap the floor, back up. Try not to bring the chest forward too much. We don't want to round that low back. You don't even have to tap the floor. You're just bringing it down, just kind of working the upper body here and the legs. Good. Last one here. Good. Then we're going to do a little twist. So just holding the ball out in front. Keep your knees loose. You're going to turn to the right, turn to the left. You can even pivot on that foot if you'd like. Just warming up the obliques, muscles around the waist. Good. Once more each side. Good. All right. Let's go ahead and bring the ball down. Let me turn this off. Grab a drink. All right. So for the first few minutes, we're going to just do some core exercises and kind of get used to sitting on the ball. Now, before you come down on the ball, you can see I have a mat that I've got my ball on. If you have, otherwise, I have a polished wood floor here, and my ball would tend to slide on it. So if you are on a kind of slippery surface like that, grab your yoga mat, roll it out, put the ball on the yoga mat, just so that it keeps it from sliding out from underneath you. All right, the second tip is, as you sit on the ball, because if you were blowing your ball up, you weren't sure how much to blow it up. When you sit, ideally, and I may have I'm a little bouncy here. I could probably take a little air out of my ball. Ideally, when you sit, your thighs should be parallel with the floor. So that leg is at 90 degrees. That's how, and you probably bought the ball according to your height, but that's how you can tell. You may not want to blow the ball up to the highest amount if you are on the shorter end of that range for the height. Okay, now, if you're new to sitting on the ball, here's where the chair comes in. Or you can also sit next to a couch. You're just going to bring that chair next to you, and you're going to keep a hand on that chair as you sit, because I do not want anybody falling off the ball. So if you're new or it's been a while since you've sat on the ball, you're feeling a little unsteady, have that chair or go on up next to a couch, okay? All right, otherwise, posture is really important when you sit on the ball. So you want to be able to sit, like I said, with your legs at 90 degrees, and then you want to keep your spine in neutral, okay, except for some of these exercises we're going to be doing. But you want to keep a neutral spine, lengthen up through the spine, keep the shoulders down. So you have good posture. It's mainly that lengthening through the back, extending the torso, and keeping the low back in neutral. All right, so we're going to start with some movement on the ball. We're going to do each of these movements for a minute, and they're going to get progressively harder. So at any time, go back to some of the beginning moves that we're doing if as we go on it gets a little too hard, okay? All right, so the first one we're going to do is called a hip swing. So what you're going to do is you're just going to push your hip, or you're going to swing it out to the right and then the left. It's just taking the pelvis and going right to left. Now, I will tell you, you're probably noticing it can be a little loud. So I don't know how much my speaker is going to pick this up, but in the next couple of movements, you may be hearing some other feedback, and that is my ball on the mat. Okay, so keep going here. We're just swinging that pelvis again. You're working these core muscles, but you're also getting used to being on the ball. Good, and we're going to do each of these movements for 1 minute. Couple more seconds. All right, so the second movement is a pelvic tilt. So if I turn sideways, you may be able to see my pelvis better. So what I'm going to do, normally, here's my normal neutral stance. Now I'm going to tuck my tailbone under, and then I'm going to push it back. So tuck, push it back, tuck. So you can see how I'm taking that arch out of that low back, and then I'm pushing my tailbone behind me. All right, here we go, 1 minute. And again, if you're next to the chair or the couch, just keep a hand there to help steady yourself. And aren't these great things to do during that television commercial? So you can keep your ball next to your chair and do some great core exercises. Good. We've got 30 more seconds. Keep going. None of these are fast. It's mainly focusing on the muscles you're using, controlling those muscles. All right, come back to center, and then we're going to do some hip circles. This is the one that gets kind of loud. So you're now going to send those hips around. Probably hear my ball, but just going around in a nice big circle. Keep a hand on the chair if you need to. Mine's farther away than I thought. It's like a lawnmower in here, but all right, now reverse your circle. Good, couple more seconds. I'm traveling a little bit here with my ball. All right, go ahead and come back to center. All right, so those are 3 great beginning, get used to the ball, yet you're working your core. So just repeat those exercises whenever you need to. All right, we're gonna now start adding on a little bit. So here's where your good posture comes in. You're gonna have those legs at 90 degrees. Extend through the spine, keep the pelvis in neutral, tighten your abdominals. So we're going to start with some marching. You're gonna just pick one foot up, and not real high, just, maybe an inch or two, and then the other. So this is gonna, again, keep a hand on the chair if you need to, but you're gonna have to concentrate. I find a gazing point out in front of me to keep my eyes still. Good. So again, we're gonna do this for 1 minute, probably about 45 more seconds at this point. Good. Keep breathing. And to pause as long as you need to kind of get your balance before you pick that foot up again. All right, we have about 15 seconds. Good. All right, here's the second one. It is a little bit harder. You're going to shift the weight over to the left, pick that right foot up. Now extend it. You can bring that foot down, slide it back in. Try it on the left. Ooh, it's going to take more. Good. So just pick it up, extend, bring it back down. All right, here we go. 1 minute, just alternating the legs. So get your balance as you shift that weight side to side. Good. And then, like, I felt like I was starting to round a little bit in my back, so come back to center, get that posture back. On that gazing point, if you keep your eyes still, that helps a lot. Got about 15 more seconds. Good. All right, once more each leg. Good. All right, so now we're going to extend a leg and the opposite arm. So we call this a seated bird dog. Okay, again, keep a hand on the chair or just do one side, somehow keep yourself steady there. All right, here we go. All right, about 30 more seconds. Keep those abs tight. Remember to keep extending. Ten more seconds. All right. Once more on the other side. Good. All right. That completes our core series, just focusing on the core. So feel free to come back and repeat that. We will take a little break here, grab a drink, and then we're going to start at the wall. So find that, not real wide piece of wall, just wide enough to fit the ball. Okay, here we go. I'm going to move this. Go ahead and put your chair to the side. here. Grab a drink. Okay. So we'll take about 20 more seconds just to rest it out. So in that time period, let me show you what you're going to do. So we're going to start at the wall and do what's called wall squats. It's actually my favorite way to do a squat. So hopefully you like this way too. You're going to put the ball against the wall, and then you're going to step in front of it. So you want the ball to support that low back. Now, because you're going to be squatting, if I had my feet in here and I bent my knees are going to go way past my toes. We don't want that. So you're going to lean into the ball a little bit as you walk your feet forward. Because as you squat and come down, you want to make sure your knees are not going past your toes. Okay, so that's why we walk our feet up. So as I stand here, I'm at a little bit of an angle, but I'm resting my pelvis against the ball. And then you're just going to squat and come back up. And you have a little pressure on the ball to do that. All right, so we're going to do 30 seconds, starting now. Just keep that chest lifted. So the ball should be supporting you in that low back. Good, 2 more. Good, last one. Good, all right. Go ahead and come on up. You can keep the ball at the wall. We're going to come back to the squats because we are going to do 2 sets. But in the meantime, we're going to do a calf raise. Now, unfortunately, because I have a shelf over there, I'm going to have to use this section of the wall, so my back will be to you a little bit, but I think you can see what I'm doing. So now you want to bring the ball up, I don't know, maybe shoulder height or so. You can put your forearms on the ball, you can just have your hands on the ball, whatever's comfortable. And you're still going to walk your feet back a little bit. So you're on a little bit of a diagonal. And then you're just going to come up on the balls of the feet. So we're just going to do a calf raise. Now, I am going to show you an option. If you want to make it a little harder, then you'll do one leg at a time. But you've got an unsteady thing here. You're not just holding on to the wall, so it will definitely challenge you. All right, so here we go. 30 seconds, calf raises. Good, you have 10 more seconds. Keep breathing. Good, last one here. Good. All right, just put the ball down for a second. Kind of walk it out. Oops, it's going to roll away. And then we're going to come back to our wall squat. Just take a couple of seconds to rest it out. Grab a drink whenever you need it. All right, let's go ahead and come back to the wall. Again, put your ball there. Back up to the ball. Walk those feet out a little bit in front of you. All right, here we go. 30 seconds. Squat it out. Good, 10 seconds. Good, let's do one more. Good. All right, come on up. We'll rest it out a couple of seconds and come back to our calf raises. If you did do it on one leg, you can just hook that foot behind the ankle, then obviously switch legs this time around. All right, here we go, 30 seconds. Good, 3 more. Good, all right. Bring the ball down, walk it out a little bit. And we're going to come back to sitting on the ball, and you're going to need your weights. So if you need that chair next to you, go ahead and bring the chair next to you. So everything that we're going to be doing with 2 hands, like a bicep curl. If you need to hold on, because we're going to be doing 2 sets, then go ahead and do like just the right side. And then you'll have to turn around so you can hold on and switch as we do the second round, okay? So that's a way to do it and keep yourself safe. Otherwise, if you're okay sitting on the ball and letting go of the chair, then again, come back to that good posture, legs at 90 degrees. Spine stays neutral as you reach up through the tailbone and tighten the abdominals. All right, so we're going to start with a bicep curl, and here we go. So sitting on the ball and doing these exercises gives you that element of instability, which calls on those core muscles to keep you sitting up nice and tall. Good. 10 seconds. Keep those elbows close to the body. Last one. Good. Rest it out. Just kind of wiggle those fingers a little bit. All right, while you're resting, let me go show you the next one. So we're going to do a reverse fly. And again, you can just do it on one side if you want to hold on. So this one, you're going to bend from the hip. We've done this many times in the chair, and same thing here. So you're just going to bend from the hip, bring the torso forward a little bit, bring your arms out in front of you, but bend the elbows. And then you're going to lift outside, back in, keeping the elbows bent, okay? And you can do this one arm at a time if you are holding on to something. And then obviously in the second set, you'll be switching sides. All right, here we go, 30 seconds. And just keep your neck in line with the spine. Keep those abs tight. Good. About 5 more seconds. Last 2. Good. Bring that torso back up. Just bring those dumbbells down a little bit and wiggle those fingers. All right, I'm gonna sit on the diagonal here so you can see me. So our next one is a tricep extension. And again, if you need to hold on, you're just gonna do the one side. So we're going to come back into just bringing the torso forward a little bit, bend from the hip. You can see how my back stays straight. You're going to bend the arm, bringing the elbows fairly close to the body, and then you're going to push the hands back. Now remember, the key here is don't move your upper arms. It's like push it back, push it back. That's working the tricep. Okay, here we go. Begin. Try to keep the shoulders down. Good. 3 more. Good. Rest it out. Wiggle those fingers. Open and close. We've got one more for the upper body here, and then we'll repeat. And then we'll be done, and we'll do some stretching. All right, our last upper body move is a shoulder press. So we'll bring the dumbbells about collarbone height, palms facing each other, and then you're just going to press up. Again, if you're holding on, you're just going to do the one side. Okay? All righty, here we go. 30 seconds. Keep those abs tight. Find your gazing point. That'll help. Good. 3 more. Good. Bring it down. All right. Just rest those dumbbells on your lap so you can shake those fingers out. Open and close. Shake your wrists, maybe some wrist circles. Good. All right, so we're going to repeat those 4. We have the bicep curl, our reverse fly, the tricep extension, and our shoulder press. All right, so if you were using the chair, just, bring the chair on the other side or walk around to the other side. All right, here we go. We're going to start with that bicep curl, sitting up nice and tall, and begin. Good. 3 more. Good. All right, rest it out. Turn this way so you can see me. All right, so we'll come into that reverse fly. You're going to bend from the hip, lengthen up, and then come forward, probably not even 45 degrees or so. Bring your arms in front, elbows stay bent, and then you're going to lift and lower. Good. All right, here we go. Continue to breathe. 3 more. Last one. Good. Come on up, rest it out. Good. All right, and we'll come back to that tricep extension, same setup that we just had. So bringing the chest forward a little bit. This time, elbows are bent, but alongside the body, and you're gonna kick it back. I'm not gonna hit my chair. All right, here we go. Again, try not to swing the arms. You wanna keep the upper arms still. So it's just bending and extending at the elbow. Three more. Good. All right. You've got one more to go. You're almost done. Good. Hopefully you've enjoyed sitting on the ball. I really love the ball. I think it's just a great tool. Just another option for you to help get stronger in that core. All right, here we go. Last one, turn this way, is our shoulder press, or you're now doing the opposite arm. Okay, here we go. Good, 3 more. Good, all right, go ahead and put the dumbbells down, grab a drink. You will want your chair because we are going to do our stretching in the chair. So, put those down. And actually, we're going to use our ball for the first one. So you're going to sit in your chair, and you want to sit up, fairly close to the edge of the chair. And you're going to widen your knees just so you can have the ball in front. And then you're just going to roll out on the ball. Now, the important thing is you're not rounding your back here. So you just want to keep the back straight. You're just kind of tilting that pelvis forward. And you can come out as far as you can that you're not rounding. But just feel a nice stretch in that back, mainly those between the shoulder blades where we just worked. Good. Or you can hold it if this is comfortable for you. Good. You can even rest your forearms on the ball if you'd like. Let's go ahead and do that, and we'll just hold this stretch. The important thing is that you're not really rounding the spine. I mean, it is a little bit, but you want to be careful of that low back. Good. And then go ahead and come on up. You can put your ball to the side. Get one out of the way of the camera. There we go. All right. So we'll come back to our chair, and we're going to start with a quad stretch. So we're actually going to turn so that we're facing the right side. And sitting up at the edge of the chair, the right knee is bent. Then take that left knee and drop it down towards the floor, and then just kind of wiggle that left foot back. So you want to feel that stretch in the front of the left thigh. I usually just put my hands on my right thigh, or you can even hold on to the seat of the chair if you'd like some support here. But nice way to stretch out that quad and psoas. And breathe. Good. And then just sweep that left leg forward, and then we'll come around to the other side. Good. And then walking that right foot back. Thing here. Good. And again, feeling a nice stretch now in that right quad, mainly up into the hip, which is the psoas. Couple more seconds. Good. And then take that right leg, just sweep it forward, and then we'll come back to facing the front and coming up to the edge of the chair, extending both legs, heels on the floor, toes up, and then bending forward just from the hip. Again, that low back stays straight, and coming forward enough that you feel a nice stretch in the back of the knee. And just continue to breathe. Good, and then go ahead and lift the torso, walk those feet back in. So you're sitting about midway in the seat. And then keeping the left knee bent, we're going to stretch out through the glutes. Options are to cross that right foot over the left ankle and just open up the right knee. If you do the ankle, I would come forward a little bit so you can open that knee up. Or if you're okay to cross on the thigh, then cross there, and you're going to feel quite a stretch in that right hip. So this is probably a little too extreme. If you've had a hip replacement, you've probably been told not to sit like this, so then you would cross your ankle. Good, and just breathe it out. Try to relax through that right hip. Good, and then go ahead and switch legs. Leave your left foot over the right ankle and open up that left knee, or crossing on the thigh. Good, and then go ahead and lift the torso. Uncross that left leg. Sitting up nice and tall, we'll bring that right arm across the body. Just hug it in towards you using the right or left forearm or hand. Stretching out, and then open and close the fingers. And then some wrist circles. And reverse. And then switching arms. Hug that left arm in. Open and close the fingers. And some wrist circles. And reverse. Good. Release the left arm. And let's do a tricep stretch. So reach that right arm up, bend at the elbow like you're scratching the back of the neck. Take that left hand. You can just gently push that right elbow up towards the ceiling. Or you can grab that right elbow and pull it in towards your head. So either one will focus on that tricep, giving it a nice stretch. Good, and then switch arms. Good, go ahead and release that left arm down. Just do a couple shoulder rolls or shrugs to kind of wiggle it out. And then we'll bring our hands together, clasp the fingers, press out through the palms. Feel a nice stretch between the shoulder blades. Good, and then our last stretch, we want to stretch here through the shoulders and the chest. So coming up to the edge of the chair, bring your hands behind you or just behind the hips, holding on to the chair wherever it's comfortable. I kind of have two things going on here. And then lift the chest, looking up, squeeze those shoulder blades so that you feel a nice opening again in the chest. This is a great stretch, even if you've been looking at the computer for a while or reading, anything where you're, hunched forward. This counteracts that, stretches those muscles. Good, and breathe. Good, and then go ahead and release. Again, just shake it out. So I hope you enjoyed the beginning stability ball workout. I will be doing an intermediate stability ball workout also. So if you feel a little more comfortable with the ball, on that one we will be getting down on the floor or on the mat and doing a little bit more work with the ball. So look forward to that. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you next time.